enjoy sana, yani una smile. I can see that, I can tell. Jinsi gani ambavyo moyoni mwako unafurahia kama unatazama kwenye YouTube pale, na unaweza ukadondosha comment yako yoyote ile pale na ikawa vizuri sana. Lakini pia kama utazami pia unatusikiliza pia, shout out to you. Kama uko ni gari sasa hivi lean back a little bit, ama kama umepewa lift tu afu umeweka miguu juu ya pale dashboard fresh tu nyama, yani kikubwa usipige honi kwa sababu umepewa lift, si ndio? Just grab your own Smirnoff kabisa uweze kuwa na energy. Chagua black, double black au pineapple punch ili kusudi kila kitu kikae sawa. DJ Akio amekaa pale ametisha kinoma noma. My brother, you killed it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you for having me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having you here.
No doubt.
Yeah, for sure. Amepiga mziki na umemsikia hiyo seti ya mwisho amepiga hapo ni DJ Akio kwa sababu amepewa mikoba na Ashti the DJ. So sasa hivi inabidi tufahamu vitu kadhaa kuhusiana na yeye atujuze zaidi kuhusiana na vitu vingine kama hivyo, si ndio? Sasa kwa sababu Smirnoff ndo anatupa hela na wanatufanya sisi kwanza kuzungumza vizuri, si ndio? Sasa tufanye hivi alafu ndo tujiache vizuri kabisa na kuzungumza kile chochote kile ambacho tunaweza tukazungumza.
Yo, hold up. Who wrote the Hangout rulebook? Because it wasn't part of our syllabus. We do life unfiltered, no need for a screen. With a Smirnoff in hand, we dance to our own beat, we own the scene. We choose our lane and stick to it, carve our stream and flow with it, make our rhythm and dance to it. If it's common, we don't do it.
That's basic.
Are we different? No, not that much. But at the end of the day, we do we. Smirnoff. We do we. Excessive consumption of alcohol is harmful to your health. Please drink responsibly. Not for sale to persons under 18.
Tunakushukuru kwa kuendelea kutusikiliza. Lakini taarifa hii wafikishie na wengine. Waambie 92.5 Mjini FM ni nyumbani kwao. Kwetu ni kwako. 92.5 Mjini FM, Dar es Salaam. This is GENTOK.
Bana, we are live na GENTOK, tuko hapa na kwa sababu wewe ndo ambaye umechagua sehemu sahihi, si ndio? Sasa we got DJ Akio, by the way, ambavyo tumezungumza. My brother, why did you choose like Africa instead of a different like continent, like maybe UK, maybe Australia or whatever?
I mean, I kind of ended up here. So I lived, I'm Japanese, so I lived in Japan for a while as well. I lived in the Netherlands. I was studying there, and I also studied in Australia. So I kind of lived all over. But, I think you end up where you're supposed to be. I don't know, that's the easiest answer I can give. You end up where you're supposed to be if you allow it. So I think a lot of times people kind of fight against going different places, trying new things. They think that they have to stay home. They have pressure from different types of things. But if you go to where you're supposed to go, you'll end up where you're supposed to be.
Okay, and how did you discover, like, I'm a DJ, like, oh, maybe who's the person, like, who discovered your talent, like, I can play some music, I can mix up a little bit of R&B, hip-hop, Afrobeats or pop or any kind of genre?
So I think always, just from a young age, I was always a pretty social person. So I used to go, going to parties, throwing parties, and then I just kind of put myself in charge of the music. So I didn't really understand it was DJing. I just thought it was throwing a party, you know what I'm saying? So it was only eventually when I moved to Japan after I graduated, I was like, you know what, man, I love this hip hop stuff so much that I had a job, I was making a little bit of money, so I'm just like, you know what, let me buy a turntable and a mixer. And I convinced my roommate to buy a turntable too, and then we just started DJing, buying records.
Without even going to school, like, for DJing?
Nothing like that, This was even before, like, YouTube, so we had to learn on our own. So we had a DVD.
Okay.
We had a DVD that taught us how to DJ. So we learned from that, and then we just started throwing parties. So, outside of the DJing, the one thing I was always good at was bringing people together. Okay. So I was always good at, like, getting a bunch of people together, and then we would DJ.
Pulling people, like, you pull the crowd.
So when we started, we were trash DJs. We weren't really good because we didn't have anybody to teach us. You know what I'm saying? The best way to learn how to DJ is to work with people that are better than you, and then you watch, you listen, you learn. So we didn't have that. So it took a while. Once I started working with other DJs, then I started improving because I could, like, really analyze and learn.
Okay. And outside of being a DJ, like, what's your career like? Maybe what's your skill?
I mean, that's all I'm a DJ and I run events. Yeah, that's all I do.
Okay.
At this point, I mean, I do have degrees. I got a degree in economics and I got a degree in international relations, but I haven't done that in 17 years. So, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah.
How do you keep your sound fresh? Like, because I've seen, like, your videos, like the one that I'm seeing there, your sound, it's fresh and you just communicate with the crowd,
For sure.
Yeah. So how do you do that? Like?
So one of the things like with R&B is we strictly solo myself. We're not a nostalgia party. We're not a throwback party. We play everything. We play new school. We play everything. So I spend a lot of time on Spotify trying to listen to new music, being like the first DJ to take risks and play new R&B songs at a party. I also pay attention to like TikTok trends as well.
Oh, yeah?
So always trying to see like what songs are popping, learning what the crowd reacts to, and I take a lot of chances, man. I experiment because I do this party a lot. Like I don't want to play the same things over and over again. So I'm just like, all right, let me try this song. Let me try this song. Let me try this song. And I've seen so many songs that nobody played, but they've gotten big on my Instagram or Strictly Soul's Instagram, and now I see people all over the continent like playing these songs at parties that nobody ever played before because people didn't think that could be a party song. So just experimenting, listening to Spotify, that's what I would say.
You've been there since
I differentiate myself. I'm like, all right, cool. Everyone's playing. I'm a piano. Let they can have that. You know, I'll enjoy it, but
Okay, if you're not